Thank you, Dr. Hughes, for your most enlightening disquisition about der Entwicklung von Pauling. But I think the audience is still thirsting for a sober, serious account of how Linus Pauling won the Nobel Prize. Fortunately, we are going to be able to bring you that story by a special broadcast from radio station KCIT. The next voice that you'll hear will be that of the announcer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, in honor of the achievements of Dr. Linus Pauling, winner of the Nobel Prize, station KCIT proudly presents the Chemistry and Biology Stock Company in The Road to Stockholm, a stirring musical and dramatic sketch of the life of a scientist. But first, a brief word from our sponsor, Caltech Pasadena. That's Caltech Pasadena.
Are you troubled by chelate complexes? Do crystal disorders spoil your weekend? Do potential barriers hinder your freedom of rotation? Do you suffer from orbital or spin degeneracy? If so,
why not drop a postcard in the mail today, addressed to Caltech Pasadena, that's Caltech Pasadena, and get by return mail your free reprint. Yes, absolutely free. But hurry, hurry. Supplies are limited to only 150 copies of each article.
If you are a man who wants to know how to find the entropy of H2O, if you care for atoms and what's beyond, and you want to know the nature of the chemical bond, then the only place in the world to be is the Gates and Crackin laboratories of chemistry. Then the only place in the world to be is the Gates and Crackin of chemistry. If you have an intuition that is clear and keen, and you love to pound your fingers on the desk machine, if you're fond of polyhedra and the way they pack, and for first approximations you have got the knack, then the only place in the world to be is the Gates and Crackin laboratories of chemistry. Then the only place in the world to be is the Gates and Crackin labs of chemistry. Don't send Kellogg the $9 cent. Don't send him out to arms or mud. I'd sooner see him dead. Don't let him lurk in Crackin and fool around with flies. Just let him go to Crackin's lab and win a Nobel Prize.
But perhaps you're a person who can't afford the time to spend long years of study reading difficult books full of complicated words. To get the benefit of a Caltech education, no experience is necessary.
do you mean to say that no experience is necessary?
Yes, no experience is necessary. Dr. Pauling's freshman courses are suitable for you. They can't be beat.
Pauling's courses can't be beat, can't be beat. Pauling's courses are a treat, they will teach you all the facts you need to know, and maybe some that are not so. If psi functions give you panics, try his course in wave mechanics. Once you've tried it, resonance theory can't be beat. We repeat, Dr. Pauling's never wrong, and his double bonds are strong. They are strong, they're the strongest, longest double bonds around, the strongest we have ever found. Pauling's courses can't be beat, can't be beat. Pauling's courses are a treat, they will teach you all the facts you need to know, and maybe some that are not so. If the space groups make you queasy, he won't teach you that they're easy. Once you've tried it, crystal structure can't be beat.
We repeat, Dr. Pauling's never wrong, and his double bonds are strong. They are strong, they're the strongest double bonds around, the strongest we have ever found.
Now that we've had the commercial, on with the show.
The road to Stockholm is a long, long road. It begins with the genes. Chemists, you see, are born as well as made. The problem is to recognize the symptoms and to nurture the latent talent. Many a promising young man has failed to realize his scientific potential because his elders didn't know a natural-born stinker when they saw one, and hence failed to buy him that chemistry set.
But it is not enough merely to discover the talent. One must also have the training. This involves hours, days, weeks, months, and years of intense study. It means grade school, high school, college, and finally, graduate school.
Did you say graduate school?
Yes, I said graduate school.
I'll thank you not to mention graduate school so soon after my dinner.
I'm sorry. Sickening as it may be, we must realize that every chemistry professor, even Linus Pauling, was once a graduate student, probably a research assistant, like the poor fellow we see now.
I am an old man, sitting disconsolate in a lonely laboratory. It is a cold night. My Bunsen has gone out, and I have no more matches. Why do I sit here, watching the crystal's slow precipitation from supersaturated solutions, and considering the attractions of a million logical constructions, while the cinema provides synthetic happiness for soul-sick scientists? We go from cause to effect to cause, and abstraction to abstraction. For I have seen lonely men in lab coats leaning out of dirty windows, staring at young girls laughing among themselves, staring at young chickens who are completely innocent of the kinetics of even monomolecular reactions. Between the beginning and the end lies the kingdom. Between the thought and the act lies the kingdom. Between the cause and the effect lies the kingdom. Between the determination of the unit cell and the complete assignment of parameters to every atom lies the kingdom of heaven and of hell. We are in the kingdom of hell, and we cannot escape until we are redeemed by the presentation of a thesis. The 5p electrons rotate in orbits of ever-increasing eccentricity, and even diatomic molecules exist in excited states. And here I sit, an old man in a lonely laboratory, and vainly seeking warmth from a cold Bunsen.
And now, another word from our sponsors.
Friends, are you worried about the stock market? Do you lie awake at night wondering if the bubble is going to burst? Our advice to you is give your money to Caltech and let Caltech worry about the stock market. That's Caltech Pasadena. Caltech Pasadena.
And now, back to the road to Stockholm.
There is one phenomenon in the life of the chemist that has never been adequately explained. Even Dr. Pauling himself, in his celebrated analyses of bonds and rings, leaves the matter obscure.
You don't mean?
Yes, I do. As it must to all men, love came to Linus Pauling. He got married.
But who would marry a chemist?
Another chemist?
You mean he taught in coeducational school and married one of his students?
Precisely. It was the greatest chemical synthesis since Kekule's dream about benzene. I understand the reaction went something like this.
Dr. Linus Pauling is the man for me. He makes violent changes in my chemistry. Oh, by when he rolls his eyes, all my atoms ionize. When he's near, blood molecules rush to my face, and I couldn't tell an acid from first base. Oh, joy, you'll never see such affinity. Like the swish, swish, swish of the centrifuge as the solids coalesce. Like the slip, slip, slop of the lab boy's mop as he cleans away the mess. Like the drip, drip, drip of the filter as the virus passes through. My heart keeps calling, calling, calling you, you. Dr. Pauling lectures with such piquancy. He disturbs my resonating frequency. All my valences are changed, all my orbits rearranged. When he smiles, I only want to clutch and cling, sharing 2 electrons in his outer ring. Oh, joy, you'll never see such affinity.
But a chemist's life is not all romance and research. It also involves the sacred duty and privilege of teaching students, of forming the young mind.
And what could be more rewarding than the knowledge that one has dispelled ignorance, pushed back darkness, and spread the light of science?
What indeed? And what could be a greater challenge than the Caltech undergraduate?
Such men as Dr. Pauling take these fine but untrained youths and produce scholars. As evidence of Pauling's teaching ability, we are now going to introduce to you one of these products, a well-rounded Caltech senior.
Indeed, this young man is practically spherical. Good evening, young man. Would you please tell us your name?
Huh?
I say, what is your name?
Will you rephrase the question?
Let me put it another way. Your name is Lester Miserables, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Less miserables.
Now then, would you please tell us what your option is?
How's that again?
I mean, what is your major field of interest? What are you pursuing?
Girls.
No, I mean your academic pursuit. What subject do you study?
I take chemistry.
Good. Then you must know Dr. Pauling.
Who's he?
Who is he? Why, Dr. Pauling is the chairman of the chemistry division.
You don't mean the guy that plays around with those crazy tinker toys.
That's the one.
The guy that figures 10 decimal places on a 6-inch slide rule?
Yes,
The guy with the upswept haircut?
that's Dr. Pauling.
Well, what do you know? I never thought he was a regular professor.
Why not, may I ask?
Why, man, he's alive. One day I woke up 4 times in one of his lectures.
Very well then, perhaps you can define resonance for me.
Will you run that by again?
I said, can you define resonance?
Did you say resonance?
I said resonance.
Resonance. A molecule is said to be resonating between several valence bond structures when its wave function is a linear combination of the canonical wave functions that represent the valence bond structures. That is, the electrons are oscillating between the 2 canonical structures at the resonant frequency without any corresponding motion of the nuclei, thus conferring an additional degree of stability to the molecule.
How's that again?
Resonance. A molecule is said to be resonating between several valence bond structures when its wave function is a linear combination.
No. But what does that mean?
Resonance. A molecule is said to be resonating...
No, I want you to explain the meaning in your own words.
You must be new around here.
What makes you say that?
Around here, everybody knows Dr. Pauling's terms don't mean anything. It's just a cute way of talking, like bebop. It's something you write down on examinations.
I see. But certainly you must have received some sort of notion from his discussion of resonance.
As a matter of fact, I did.
Well, what was it?
Well, you know what resonance is.
Sure! A molecule said to be resonating between several...
No, you know what I mean. Resonance, like in music. What Dr. Pauling is trying to say is that each molecule is resonating, vibrating like a piano string. Take H2O, for instance. That's C sharp. NaCl is G natural.
Sounds plausible.
Sure, and boy, you ought to hear how a hydrocarbon molecule operates. Man, it's solid murder. It's the end.
I'd love to hear it. Be my guest.
C. I say CH. CHH. CHHH bond. Bond. CHHH. CHHH. Ethane.
We interrupt this stirring drama, The Road to Stockholm, to read you a few of the many congratulatory telegrams that have come pouring in tonight. Send me 100 quid by return wire. Signed, Peter.
My dear Linus, I made you what you are today. I hope you're satisfied. Signed, your publisher, Bill Freeman.
Reactionary capitalist dog. I have told you 50 times already that resonance does not fit with quantum mechanics. Phooey. Signed, Vladimir Ivanovich Lubachevsky.
Dear Dr. Pauling, is the chemical bond as sound as the government bond? Signed, Anxious.
Reactionary capitalist dog. I discovered resonance 50 years before you did. Signed, Ivanovich Vladimir Lubachevsky.
And this is from Washington. Dear Dr. Pauling, you have been cleared to accept the Nobel Prize. We're not mad if you're not. Love. Signed, Ovita Culp Hobby and Ruth Shipley.
And now, a musical message from our sponsor.
If you have a prodigy, send him here to CIT. We think prodigies are fun. We teach 2 heads for just the price of 1.
Friends, on the road to Stockholm there are many pleasant way stations.
For instance, there is the cheerful camaraderie of the laboratories. Dear old Gates and Crellin.
In our next scene, we take you to the basement of Crellin, where a happy group of chemists, including the professor himself, are discussing their determination to please everyone.
A happier, more resolutely gay group of men and women these days you will never see.
Caltech's money comes from individuals, not the state. A little from the Navy, maybe half, but nothing great. It's really private enterprise that's made the place so great. So make the associates smile.
Gather up a lot of money. Gather up a lot of money. Gather up a lot of money and watch Dr. Dubridge smile.
Intellectual eminence won't get you very far. You need a research contract if you want to be a star. 45% for overhead will make you popular and make Mr. George Green smile.
Strive to get yourself a contract. Strive to get yourself a contract. Strive to get yourself a contract to make Mr. George Green smile.
From history of science there's a moral to be learned. Every chemist needs his patron's filthy lucre can't be spurned. But don't forget that Galileo very nearly burned. So make those associates smile.
Strive to save department money. Strive to save department money. Strive to save department money. And watch the associates smile.
We turn out all the burners when we leave the lab at night. We close up all the windows and we turn out every light. The undenatured alcohol is safely out of sight, just to make the associates smile.
Strive to save department money. Strive to save department money. Strive to save department money. And watch home servants smile.
To win a happy housewife you must not pitch woo at me. To be a student here I had to promise faithfully to give my all for science and forsake felicity and make those misogynists smile. Strive to rise in your profession. Strive to rise in your profession. Strive to rise in your profession and make Dean Lacey smile.
Experimental drudgery is now quite obsolete. I can sit here at my desk and place my head below my feet and solve all nature's problems by an introspection neat and make the academies smile.
Theoretical creations, tennis balls can lead to inspiration. Tennis balls can lead to inspiration and make the academy smile.
You needn't spend a lifetime doing chromatography with my slick stochastic method and imagination free. The structure of the proteins is no mystery to me. I make those molecules smile.
Theoretical creations, tinker toys can lead to inspiration. Tinker toys can lead to inspiration and make those molecules smile.
An Oscar for a movie star is easy to obtain, but to be a Nobel laureate you need a mighty brain. When asked to give a lecture, you must nod and not abstain and make the audience smile.
Make a lecture tour frequently. Make a lecture tour frequently. Be sure to lecture eloquently and make your audience smile. With Pauling as our chairman, life in Crackin is okay. Mistakes in our predictions do not cause us much dismay. From one approximation we will never, never stray and make Dr. Pauling smile. Make a first approximation. Yes, a first approximation. Don't resort to calculation and make Dr. Pauling smile.
For the last stop on the road to Stockholm, we have a special treat. We're going to tell you in Dr. Pauling's own words.
In his own words?
In his own words, how he made that epoch-making, Nobel Prize-winning discovery.
If there's anyone in the audience with a wee card, you better leave now.
Here it is, Dr. Pauling's crystallographic account of his work.
I got it right. Now, Stockholm, here I come.
Hey, lay them crystals down, boy, lay them crystals down. Crystal crackin' papa, lay them crystals down.
I measured all the bond length. The contacts all look swell. The H bond straight now ain't that great. It filmed the unit cell.
Hey, lay them crystals down, boy, lay them crystals down. Crystal crackin' papa, lay them crystals down.
Peptide bonds inside groups, I put them all in place. It sure was plain they formed a chain and had such helical grace.
Hey, lay them crystals down, boy, lay them crystals down. Crystal crackin' papa, lay them crystals down.
Digging rocks in the chandelier, and was I having fun? Then one night I got it right. Now, Stockholm, here I come.
Hey, lay them crystals down, boy, lay them crystals down. Crystal crackin' papa, lay them crystals down.
You have just heard the Chemistry Biology Stock Company present their stirring drama, The Road to Stockholm. If you wish a copy of this play, you need only become a Caltech associate to receive one absolutely free.
Did you say absolutely free?
You heard me. And now, before we say good night, we wish Godspeed to Dr. Linus Pauling, the Nobelist chemist of Caltech.
Did you say the Nobelist chemist of Caltech?
What's the matter, you stupid or something? Well, good night, everybody, from station KCIT.